So, food. We've got 3 new bright bowls here for the girls, and the other 2 looking a little bit duller, but they've been up in use for a few years. So, first of all, I dish the meat up. So, meaty chunks for the big girls. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 chunks of meat out of the tin each. But I'll give them a couple less for the 2 little ones. You don't want to give them too many in one go. And then now I'll add some water, not a lot, but enough to cover the bottom. So there's a little bit of water in the bottom, just enough to cover the bottom really. Might need to put a little bit more in once I mash it up, which is what I'll do next now, is give it all a good mash. So now what you got is all the water and everything's mashed up. Do it to all of them. The reason for the water is it aids digestion. So they're not just eating dry food which clog up, their throat and the esophagus. With a bit of water in, everything goes down nice and smoothly. And we're the same. We generally have a drink when we're eating, albeit a cup of tea, a coffee, a beer, or something like that, a glass of wine. We have fluids with our food, but dogs, they won't go and get a drink when they're eating, but if it's in their dinner, then they are going to drink it. So now we're on to the biscuits. I have this paint tin lid, the old clip-on lids. I think this was a primer one or something, but I can soon find you one in the garage. Give it a wash and use that. But the big girls, they have the big biscuits, and only half, you can see that, about half of the lid full. So they get one of them each. That's for Dolly. And I've been feeding Molly the same, exactly the same as what I give my big girls. Molly's been getting, because she's a big girl, even though she's a little girl. And the 2 babies, you've got the puppy biscuits. The same with them. They've just been getting half. You can't see that very well. Just half again of the biscuits. Again, and then what I do is I just mix it all up. Mix it all in and leave it for 5 minutes, just to let the water soak into the biscuits a little bit. They don't have to be soggy, but they will absorb some of the moisture. So now everything's all mixed up. They've pretty much got the same dinners each, except for the 2 babies. They got their new bowls and their little biscuits. But give them that twice a day. Once in the morning when you get up, so like about 6:30, 7 in the morning. And then again, you want to be feeding them around 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Because that way then, they just might have a poo before they go to bed, and they won't poo in the house. Hopefully. That's the sort of the plan. But having said that, sometimes this one here, Mady, she does the odd poo in the house still. And very rare, will she have a wee. But sometimes she does poo. But generally she'll do one last thing at night, which is like 10 o'clock, getting on for 11 maybe. Anyway, they're all waiting now. They want the dinner. And actually feeding them, Molly's quite good. She'll stay with her own bowl and she won't go for these two. And I give her hers first and then these two, but they'll all happily eat their own food, whereas the other two, which are outside, they're outside, they've ate theirs already, but what I do is I have a bowl in each arm, arms outstretched, or bowl in each hand should I say, with my arms outstretched, and eventually they get the message, because they all want to go for one bowl, but they do get the message that one bowl each, and one will go for one and one will go for the other. Now they're finished, they want to come in. Molly's finished, but we still need to wait for Dolly because she's a slow eater. And as you can see now, Dolly is still eating and the other two are just patiently waiting for her to leave the bowl alone so they can go for a lick. She's a slow eater, but I can't give it to her first because all the others will dive in and she will just walk away. But we've pretty much got it sussed now and they'll all have good poos later. That's the whole thing. They're not being overfed. They do get the odd treat through the day, 2 or 3 treats in the day, but not too much. I found it just give them the shits, but this has been pretty good. There's another empty bowl. There we go, 5 empty bowls. That's good.